Yes, she is. Look at Robert's face. Yes, she very much is. Hi, welcome to Comics League Dark, your weekly news show from the Comics League crew. I'm Jared. I'm here with Taladia Plays. What's up?
What's up, everyone? I know it's late, 3 o'clock in the morning, but I'm awake.
And the dude having an aneurysm because Lois Lane is Lois Lane is Robert. What's up, brother?
I gotta remember when there's this stream, I'm gonna have myself muted until at the end, so I don't have a reaction.
Yeah, exactly. So we got a pretty interesting show for y'all today. So let's start with some obscure characters. Actually, let's do that.
I got mine right off the bat.
Yeah.
Now I do have other obscure characters I could bring up, but they would fall under the license topic. We'll have.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
So hold on.
Now let's clarify what we mean by obscure. What we mean is
ones that you're not going to hear about, like the ones that either they're in the MCU, they're completely just name dropped, not even caring.
Or like Gladiator, for example,
or Marvel. Unfortunately, Marvel's become obscure. Unfortunate. Wasn't it always?
Wait! I gotta say, if JJheat comes in, you gotta bring up Marvel.
No, we're not. No. Taladia, Marvel is different from the story Marvel.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Marvel.
There's an actual the character that was Captain Marvel originally before Carol was Marvel. Mar-Vel.
Yeah, Marvel.
Okay.
And I know about Marvel. Trust me, I know about that.
Have you ever covered that on Pro Teacher's Noob?
I don't want to.
Can
After going over, if I did.
that be a subscriber special?
If I get enough subscribers or members, I'm been more focused on getting members than subscribers. But
I wouldn't gas up his members because Robert covering Marvel would be freaking hilarious.
Oh, I just had a brilliant idea.
What?
April Fools, JJheat and
Robert. Wait, Robert, we haven't given you an April Fool's thing.
Ooh.
So do you know how this works?
I'm aware.
So I'm thinking.
Don't give me something impossible. Don't give me something impossible.
Oh, no. We get to choose. I have to positively review the first volume of Tom King's Wonder Woman. Okay, don't talk to me about impossible.
And I have to do something too.
But let me see.
If I get to 2K, I'll do Marvel.
Okay.
Fine.
Because I'm at 1726 right now. So if I get the 2K,
do it. Subscribe. What's up, Cameron? How you doing? But
if I get the 2K, then I'll do Marvel.
All right. So Robert,
I got mine.
All right. So let's see what does Robert have to do? Yeah, we're taking a second to do this. What do you have to positively review? It has to be something that you absolutely hate that we pick. Oh wait, I got it. I'm gonna bend the rules slightly. It's not necessarily a book that you have to positively review. You have to give a compelling argument and discussion about why Clois doesn't work. You have to make me believe that you hate Clois and Lois Lane.
No, dude.
Yeah. Sorry.
I can tell you one book I hate.
What?
Rucka's Lois Lane.
Actually, you know what? You're going to review that one. So the way this works, for everyone that is maybe unfamiliar, for April Fools, we all assign each other stuff that we know the person hates. They have to spend 5 minutes positively reviewing it. And then for 5 minutes after that, they can destroy it. Hey, what's up, Damie Ray? What's up, Cameron?
And then I will go over that because that.
Have you ever reviewed that one for Pro Teacher?
I've not reviewed it.
Can I do that one with you?
You're going to enjoy it too much.
Yes! Come on!
All right.
Yes!
Jared's going to make me do something stupid.
You be prepared for lots of lame jokes. Anyway, so let's go over our fair obscure topics. So what's up, Sergeant Guarantina? So, okay, Captain Universe. All right, so Robert, you go ahead and start. Tell us about Captain Universe.
Captain Universe first was introduced in issue number 8 of the Micronauts, which I'll be going over when we get to the obscure books. But basically, it is, and Spider-Man has had the abilities and everything. The whole point of Captain Universe is it's a sentient power source that just goes to anyone when it's in a time of need, a time of crisis, and give them the abilities. a lot of times they're not even going to know right off the bat what they're there for. They might assume what they're there for. Like one guy was given the power abilities and he went after the Juggernaut. That was it. That was in one of the early, like Roger Stern's big return to Spider-Man after One More Day with Brand New Day. When it was called Something Stops the Juggernaut as opposed to Nothing Stops the Juggernaut. And the whole point of that was, though, the power was meant to stop some tectonic shifts. But the host was all like, "Nuh-uh, I want to kill the Juggernaut." So the power left from him and went to the Juggernaut, who was actually willing to save it because it's his. You're the one to get killed.
That's good.
And basically, like I said, it's like, and recently Johnny Cage revealed it's like the symbiote. It is the polar opposite of the symbiote, where it goes to one host, gives it powers, but it's very much symbiotic.
That's cool. By the way, Damie Ray brings up her favorite obscure character. I think we can all know. I think she makes it pretty obvious. Raven.
That's not obscure, though.
She kind of is. I remember. Yeah, but Robert, I redefined obscure for the purpose of the stream. Character that you also think deserves more attention.
Oh, I have my secondary character there.
All right, so.
But I'll get to that after you guys get through your first one. But like I said, the Captain Universe, though, and you know what the best part of this was?
What?
Marvel actually at one point did they would do a book where basically like, give us your name and we'll put you in the book. Now, granted, it's a case where you be a male or female, gain the powers off screen, and the artwork is just simply like you're Captain Universe, and you would hang out with the X-Men and have an adventure.
Dope. So mine. So I recently read 52, which is. So Taladia, do you know why this is really big? Because for this event, all right. So Infinite Crisis happens. Superman is depowered. Wonder Woman I think Taladia is frozen.
No, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah. Wonder Woman goes on a world journey, and actually so is Batman. So the Trinity is out. So what 52 was. A book a week for 52 weeks, so a full year. And basically, first, it expanded on the multiverse being back because that was a consequence of Infinite Crisis. And this focused more on like a lot of the obscure characters. So I was reading this. And and first off, one of my favorites from that, I would have to say Renee Montoya for like her arc for that. And it's because what Renee goes through, because she used to be like a regular cop. She's kind of going through a rough time. And then she has to like grow into the role of the Question. This is also when Kate Kane Batwoman was introduced into the comics, I believe, which
a little, just a brief bits, but yes.
But pretty good. But I would have to say my favorite obscure-ish character that got a movie but didn't do well is Black Adam. Because of his arc in this.
And JSA.
So, Taladia, the arc for Black Adam in this. So, this is where they introduce Adriana Tomaz from Black Adam, her brother Amon. In this, she's a slave that's sold to him by supervillains because they want to, like, get in Black Adam's good graces. Because at this point, he is ruling Kahndaq. So, he frees her, brings her to Shazam, and goes, hey, listen, I would like my own family. Because it's like, you have the family and stuff. I kind of think it's time for me to get one. So he gets, so he shares some of his power with Adriana. She has one of the names that has aged poorly in recent years. Her superhero name is Isis.
But that character existed well before any of that because there was a TV show even.
I know, it's just like, would they? Yeah, but anyway, so you have Adriana Tomaz, and then her brother becomes Osiris, exactly. And they kind of, and you could see like Black Adam starts to like kind of soften and become more of like an anti-hero / hero, and he's trying to rule his people. Then this cabal of supervillains send the Horsemen, essentially send the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse basically to kill them. They kill Amana and Adriana, and Black Adam murders a country. Literally murders a country.
Yep, and that leads to World War III.
Which is one of the best Black Adam stories ever. And it's like, they send in like the JLA, the JSA, because the Justice League still exists. It's just it's currently without the Trinity, and it's like so Donna Troy is Wonder Woman at this point, and this is where they establish that Diana is a agent of DOMA, Department of Meta-Human Affairs. This would survive until Amazon's attack. And the other thing that I really enjoyed about this is that this is also where we get an expansion of like John Henry Irons and his niece, and she becomes like, so Lex Luthor tries to fill the void of the Justice League, but it's really all a trick so that he can give himself Superman's powers.
And there's also where the character of Everyman was introduced, who would be utilized constantly for his shape-shifting abilities up until he was killed off in the Black Canary Green Arrow wedding issue.
Yeah, which I dug this. The only thing I didn't like is the Cult of Connor when Cassie becomes like a cultist. I'm like, what?
That went nowhere.
Yeah, I know. But all in all, the characters in this is what I'm using as a basis, and they're actually really cool.
Elongated Man story.
Elongated Man story is pretty good.
Tragedy. That was a tragedy.
But another character that I think is actually, yeah, this character is really obscure, and I think they could do more with. Oh, wait, my Thor books are falling over.
Uh-oh.
One second. Don't you just hate when that happens?
No, don't touch me. I hate it.
I would have to say probably in terms of like not necessarily obscure as in no one's heard of this character, but like one that's like I think Marvel could do some stuff with is Hyperion. Because did you guys read? I know you probably didn't tell you, but Robert, did you read the Hyperion miniseries they did fairly recently?
No, I did not.
They did this one where he's traveling the world, he's traveling the country in a truck to try to connect to humanity, and like he meets this like immortal guy that like won't die. So he's also trying to like escort this girl to like safety. He meets Thundra. They start a relationship. It's actually really cool. But Hyperion. And it's not just because I'm a Superman fan. It's because when you read that series, it's actually really dope. But Taladia, let's start with you. Your favorite obscure characters?
I have a couple. Well, a few actually. So obviously, my first one is Dr. Fate.
Okay, that counts. I'll take it.
Because he's only just recently seen into the public eye. Before that, he's not been in any form of media besides Injustice. By the way, I know Jared hates that.
And a few anime. Was he ever in any anime? Well, yeah, Young Justice.
Yeah.
Young Justice.
JLU.
Yeah, in JLU. Yeah, so he wasn't like in like no other media, but I see what you're saying. No like mainstream media.
Smallville.
Oh yeah, Smallville. That's true as well. But again, no like mainstream media.
Like no mainstream media, like a movie. Like he hasn't been in that. But another character is Ted Kord's Blue Beetle.
Yep, I'd say so.
Yep. Jaime's taken over, so yes.
Yeah, Jaime's taken over, so I would say that.
But by the way, Taladi, if you want to read a really humorous show, comic, Blue and Gold.
Yep.
Blue Beetle and Booster Gold.
Jurgens.
Yeah, I know. It's one of the few things of Jurgens that I actually enjoyed.
And it wraps up the Black Beetle stuff if you read the Jaime Reyes stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And yes, Dr. Fate wasn't Black Adam. I wish at least that cast would come out because I think he would be great. I think Omega Red is pretty neat. I would like to see him in a Wolverine movie. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him.
I have my other character ready. I wanted to show when you're ready.
Yeah, and real quick, Mac, I love that Darkseid War profile picture. Great job, brother. All right.
So I have another character I wanted to pick as well. So hopefully you don't mind me saying this, Robert.
Go ahead.
I also was going to say Atrocitus.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
He has not been seen since Soul got rid of him in Red Lanterns.
I'm like, come on. I'm like, I have faith in Jeremy Adams. I think he'll bring him in.
I'm sorry.
He's using the Red Lanterns.
That's one case of Soul ruining a character, if you ask me. He totally derailed Atrocitus.
Yeah, but I do say it's a matter of time when Adams brings in Atrocitus at least once because he's using the Red Lanterns. There's no reason for him not to.
I think I'd say Walker in that list.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Any of the lanterns that like the United Planets switched into, I would say they're gonna show up at least once. But so yeah, Robert's favorite DC character,
Dr.
Dr.
Light.
Light, Kimio
So tell us about
Hoshi.
Dr. Light.
She is created during crisis. She's a strong Asian woman who's a case of, she is a, can I say the B word?
No.
No, a witch.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So I can't say that. I still can't say the B word.
Still can't.
Okay, a witch, and she knows it, but she backs it up because of her intellect. And but at the same time, she had character growth. She was partially the reason why Supergirl got killed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, she was going to die anyway, but by distracting her, it's allowed the Anti-Monitor to finish her off. And she's powerful, and I am in part responsible for her resurgence.
Richard, you want to tell that story?
Okay, but right leading up to Crisis on Infinite Earths, Judd Winnick. Now, from what he told me, they had a plan for the character, and but that fell through. Unfortunately, that led to her getting assaulted by the male Dr. Light, her power stripped, and he compared it to what he was being known for after Identity Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And I was ticked off. A lot of people were ticked off. But at a convention, it was a Wizard Chicago before it became C2E2. I was at a panel, and Q&A, I raised and asked, what's going on with the female Dr. Light? Then the deal was like, Justice League, just you wait. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. How do I know that I was responsible? Because right after that, I emailed Dwayne McDuffie, in peace, because he had an open email. I asked him, like, oh, what's the plan? He said, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no plans for her. 2 years later, she appears. I met him a year before he passed away, and I brought it up, and you know what he said? He told me, here's how it happened. And not long after that email, reply he sent me, the deal came and said, put Dr. Light in there. And sure enough, she appeared in there, but even after McDuffie left, she still kept going on. Len Wein still kept her on for his 3-issue arc. And then James Robinson, who's a big Dr. Light fan, kept her on his league and then brought her into Superman, which gave her a bit of a resurgence since then. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, I'll say this, though. She, unfortunately, is also having to deal with one of the worst cases of an adaptation.
Oh, did they put her in the CW?
That was Iris on Earth 2.
Oh, God.
Iris isn't even Asian. Iris isn't even Asian.
And she's Barry's sister.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Wow.
Yeah. Now, eventually, Kimio did appear in Legends of Tomorrow properly, but I'm sorry. The fact that, and the people here even say that's Kimio, no, that's Iris.
Wow. So,
great.
Continuing on.
Yeah,
by the way, Corey says the Outsiders from DC Obscure. That's an obscure team.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, the only teams that I think DC really focuses on are the Justice League, Suicide Squad, and Teen Titans.
And JSA.
And JSA, yes, exactly.
Not even the Legion. Not even the Legion anymore.
No, I think they stopped that with Bendis, I think.
Unfortunately, Bendis. They tried to bring him. Why did you say that name? You said it, not me.
I know. I had to.
You could have said he should not be named.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Johns has brought him back in JSA, so.
Yeah. Damie Ray says, I love conversations like this one. Well, then guess what? You are definitely going to fit in at this channel. World War III, Black Arms, Black Force, I don't know what that is. How about the 7 Soldiers of Victory? I have no idea what that is. Robert's getting his books.
Oh boy, guys, you see what you guys are doing? You're making Robert jump off his chair.
Okay.
Okay, that works.
And basically, there are always a group of 7 random characters that get involved in everything. And in this case, it was Clarion the Witch Boy, the Shining Knight, the Tana, Frankenstein. This is when we got introduced to that Frankenstein. This is when he was introduced. Mr. Miracle, not the New God one, but the other one, the one that's black. And the Bulleteer. and and the Guardian, the Metropolis Guardian, someone else who was taking on that mantle.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. They connect.
Yep, and this is also one of the books that leads into, in this particular case, that leads into Final Crisis, because this is where we get Boss Darkseid.
Okay. And by the way, did Damien Ray say SS while I'm still begging for the air cut? Oh yeah, Suicide Squad. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Hyperion. I mentioned that one. Karen says, I mean, not to be that guy, but can the Legion be marketable? And no, the cartoon does not count.
And they can be, yes.
You just have to be very deliberate about it. I mean, here's the thing: they have done some stuff with the Legion because remember, you have Justice League versus the Fatal Five.
Yep.
And that's heavily Legion. By Max's Adjudicator, a Wonder Woman villain could use a revival. He's basically a crazy Silver Surfer. I think was that a Simone villain?
Let me check.
I'm fairly certain that was a Gail Simone villain. By the way, Dammy Ray says, and Teen Titans in every adaptation is ass, especially 03, I'll Die on That Hill. That show did damage for Raven.
I disagree, personally.
No, I agree with Dammy Ray here.
Mm-hmm. I can rant about this all day. Yeah, exactly.
I understand that, okay. But no, it was not a Simone villain. It was someone from... Oh, this is a pre-crisis villain.
Mm-hmm.
Only lasted 3 issues. It was... Hold on. Let me share. Hold on. Here we go.
Okay, I see.
It's a Paul Levitz creation.
Mm-hmm. I see. That works. I would say, okay, so here's another character that I want to bring up. I can't remember the character's name. That's probably the problem. But in the Gail Simone Wonder Woman run, what was that villain that they created that stole the lasso of truth and it was threaded within her?
Oh, wasn't it supposed to be Wonder Woman's Doomsday?
Essentially, yeah.
Genocide.
Genocide, yeah, that was cool. So Taladia, they send this creature after. They send this. It's
Diana. It's Diana's future corpse resurrected.
Yeah, they stole Diana's corpse in the future, resurrected it, and basically put it in a containment suit, slipped the lasso of truth in it, and then unleashed it against Diana. It's basically Diana's doomsday.
Yeah.
It didn't kill her though.
All right, I got the images, and I also have my other obscure character.
Let's go. Let's see.
All right. First things first.
While he's doing that, can I mention one?
Go ahead.
One Marvel obscure character I've got to say, for me personally, he hasn't been in the public eye in a very long time.
Who is it?
Has to be Morph.
This is Morph. Morph's a good character.
Morph.
Although I prefer Exile's Morph, which is what the '97 went with his look.
All right, and then we have Star. So let's. Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Yeah, but here's my other character.
Oh, Ravager, man, yes.
He has hardly been utilized.
Blade's daughter.
I adored her from the from when Jeff Johns did what used her.
Mm-hmm. Jerry, they could have used her in Suicide Squad Killer Justice League.
I know, right? But no, actually, you know what? I'm gonna say no because I think it's cheap. And I said this the same thing with Lawless. When they just have, it's the daughter of one of the other squad members, and they have the same loadout and basically same abilities.
Right. But Rose here just loved the character so much ever since her stabbing her eye out and everything.
Yeah, that was a good one. By the way, have any of you guys seen that Deathstroke animated movie they made a while back?
Yep.
Really good. Yeah. We should cover that for movie night. That'd be a fun
Legion
one.
of Substitute Heroes. That's or the Inferior Five.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Arm fall off boy. Or you mean TDK?
I got another one.
Flex Metallo. What's that one?
From Doom Patrol.
Okay.
Basically, he has the power of muscle memory. Any flex he does can warp reality.
And that sounds like a Grant Morrison character.
Except he's based off of the Charles Atlas ads.
Okay.
The Muscle Man ads they used to have in the old comics.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that's part of why this is actually the character that led to Doom Patrol being in legal hell for a long while.
Yeah. By the way, Dammy Ray says she was done good in the animated universe, though. I mean DCAMU, and quit playing with her age and let her be one age, preferably younger. I prefer that usually in stuff I've read recently. Yeah, that's true. That's interesting. I'll give you that. The man, the myth, the legend, Big Wheel. There's a character in Marvel, Taladia, where he is called Big Wheel, and he's literally a guy in a big wheel.
Going back to Rose for a second, did you know what JT Kroll had in mind for Rose?
Before you say that,
It just got hit on here.
yeah, it's got really warm in here. How you doing, JJheat?
Yeah.
Flame on. How's everybody doing tonight? And yeah,
Good. So what were you saying, Robert?
JT Kroll originally wanted to pair Rose with Connor. Towards his end, he did the final arc of Teen Titans, and he felt Cassie and him had been gone through too much of the ringer, too much.
Oh, you mean in terms of like Superboy Prime punching him to death, him coming back as Black Lantern at first, and then
not just that, Cassie's whole characterization as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But you're gonna also hate the other reason why.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a fan of Super Wonder, and he feels that Connor and Cassie are too much like that. He compares Rose to Connor what Lois is to Superman.
All right. Well, in that case, I can give you this. Where is it?
Dweeb.
Right, there you go. All
I'll
right,
take
Jamie
that.
says, so I won't keep talking about Raven, but also something I have enjoyed. If any of you all read some Bane comics, yeah, Bane's great. Bane's not exactly obscure, though, because they put him in everything for that. All right, so, all right, so JJheat, who's your favorite obscure comic book character? You can do Marvel and DC. And why is it Hydra, Steve? That's a joke.
Okay, for we'll start with DC. If I had to name an obscure character,
God Killer?
Nice, but no. But it would have to be the one who betrays Batman and Hush.
Oh, Harold! I like Harold!
Oh, Harold the Hunchback that lives in the Batcave? Yes,
Yep.
Taladia, there is a Hunchback that lives in the Batcave and handles Batman's computers.
And created the bat train that was used for the underground subways.
Oh, you mean the one that Azrael used when he was Batman?
Yeah, because Harold made that, and that's what he used. Yeah.
Interesting. That's actually what I was wondering where that came from, because I'm like, where did Batman have the time to make this?
He didn't. Harold made it all.
Yeah, exactly. But who else, JJheat, do you like?
Like Cameron, he's dead, unfortunately. Cameron,
Okay,
he's dead.
Harold's a pretty good one. This one has, Kite Man's become more mainstream recently, so I can't really use him. Ambush Bug, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, but without Keith Giffen around, I don't trust anyone else with him.
That's fair. That's fair. As for Marvel, just about most Marvel characters have become mainstream in the MCU for the most part. So this is really hard to pin down. But if I had to pick one, the original Guardians of the Galaxy, they're pretty obscure outside of. I'm talking about the original Guardians, not the revamp James Gunn did with the MCU.
Right. Actually, I got a Marvel character.
And by the way, Dammy Ray says, I know that it's a different type of stream, but thought of another system. We'll talk about that in a second. That is actually a topic for tonight, so we'll talk about that for sure.
But
Janice Bell, the son of Marvel.
I was wondering who the hell that guy was in the Guardians comics. I'm like, who the hell are you?
Yep, this is Janice. This is Janice Bell, and of course that leads to his sister, who actually was.
That's who Phi Lavelle is.
Yep, that's his sister. Now, granted, in the comics, she got killed off, and the Phi Lavelle running around as an alternate universe counterpart. Who's married to Moon Dragon.
Comics, ladies and gentlemen. JJheat,
only in comics.
JJheat, this might be a new thing. Marvel.
and by the way, Damie, if you want to trash Tom King, I have a hashtag for his Wonder Woman run. You've no doubt seen me tweet the crap out of it.
I read the newest issue. There's no saving this run. Honest to God.
Yeah, I'm done. But
Even I gotta say, I have to wonder, did he write this right after the election?
yeah, how much you want to bet? I'm gonna say this: with it being set up with the sovereigns in the White House, and we have a massive explosion behind Diana. I don't want to say this is gonna happen, but I'm getting a little suspicious that it's gonna blow up the White House.
But
And
I will
also,
say- I will
when
say
he
though,
announces that Batman is gonna be she's gonna team up with Batman to solve a murder on Olympus. Which, first off, by the way, Wonder Woman has the wisdom of Athena. She doesn't need Batman. And second off, we all know you want to write Batman. So I'm going to tell you this, guys. Yep, I'm selling back my Tom King books. All of them.
I will say this though, I am not going to put all blame on King for Lanterns. There's too many other creators involved that can get the blame.
Yes, but since he's on there, that's automatically a
It's
ding
his
in my
name.
book.
Damon Lindelof.
Yeah, that's a real another ding for me.
That's a bigger one than King, if you ask me.
No, but still, I understand. I'm not saying he's the only thing, but I'm saying he's one of the things that gives me grave concern, particularly JJheat. Remember when he had Green Lantern blow his brains out?
Yeah,
Do I want to know?
okay. I did not. Yeah, my webcam's not working at the moment.
Also, Mac, why wouldn't Athena and the other gods solve their own murder? Because Tom King does not read Wonder Woman or know what the gods. He didn't even want. He had a list of things he wasn't going to use in his run. The gods were one of them. So I guess he changed his mind.
Yeah, I said, what?
There we
do I
go.
want
There
to
we
know why this guy doesn't like Jeff Johns?
I will say this though. Say
Oh
what you
no,
want-
no, it has to do with the DCEU stuff, I think. But anyway, so JJheat, go ahead.
Synergy aside, I'm not going to really fault Tom King's run over, strictly the comics. I'm not going to fault his Batman run because of all the 5G and Dan DiDio's firing, all the editorial mandate going on at the time.
Him removing on the book, I think I can kind of attribute to that because of the Hulk, but still, yeah, that's why some of those decisions in the Batman run, like Alfred and stuff, I don't blame him because that was like forced on him, and any creator would do that. So that's why I have a little bit more defense for his Batman run than I do for his, because as far as I know, the Wonder Woman run is all him, and that's what's concerning. But anyway, so beyond that, we're getting off topic. I don't want to rant about this anymore. But anyway, Exiles from Marvel is a good one.
Don't we have other topics to get to too?
Yeah. You know what? Let's do that. Let's start with let's go to a more negative-y topic. WBD has started purging a few executives, chief among them the head of the gaming division. Taladia, this was a you topic. Why don't you recount for us this?
Okay, so now it's been officially announced. David Haddad is walking away from WB Games division.
Mhm.
He will be there. He will only be there for 3 months, and he's be out of a job, basically at Warner Brothers. They're looking for a new person to come in to replace him. What did this mean for the gaming division? It's a big deal because it basically means he was there from 2015, 2016, and he oversaw everything from Suicide Squad to Hogwarts Legacy, Mortal Kombat 11 to
9
everything.
even.
And mobile games as well. And the only successful thing that he actually did, the only successful thing that he got was Hogwarts Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And everything else, DC based, was a failure, basically.
Except for Snyder Cut. I'm just gonna
Wait, is he credited for Arkham Shadow, or was that outsourced? Was that
No,
an
that
outsourced
was
project?
That was
third party. So
That was third party. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, but also you said there was a Snyder Cut. That's we talk about the games, of course.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, but also, Taladia. What game was under him? That
Suicide
we just
Squad.
wrapped. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, that alone, I'm like,
But we already know it's bigger to blame the guys at Rocksteady first.
no, but still, they got a lot of these like directives from WB.
True.
Yeah. So it was the higher ups like David Haddad, Safton Hill, Jamie Walker. Those were the 3 individuals that basically messed up the studio. I'm not going to swear, so don't worry, I'm not.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you. I appreciate that, brother.
So that's the main reason why Suicide Squad flopped.
Mhm.
And
So
it's
he's been
first,
there-
like a pancake, like how I Spider-Man pancaked.
So
Those
he's been
that
there
don't know
for
what that is, real quick, I want to recount this. So Nick and I were watching Taladia play Spider-Man, and he was swinging, and I remember exactly what you did, Taladia. So he was swinging on a lamp pole, and he was trying to do this, like, swing around the lamp pole so he can get some momentum, but he swings and forgets where he is, and then as he comes back, right onto the pavement. And then that was the funniest thing in the world. But Jamie says the DCU fans should pray WBD is not get sold. Maybe finally get some talent. And Jared, when not if training days for AR cover restored soon, yeah, we'll have some more training days for sure. But anyway,
but in regards to WBD gaming, this is a big thing.
Yep.
This basically means now WB on the back front of things, WB games particularly.
Now,
PC brands
Mhm.
going forward. So if you got any questions, you can ask me, Robert. I can answer them for you.
I was saying, I'm just double checking. So he was around. Now, I'm not going to give him all the credit for games that were released right at the start of his tenure because those had been in production
a
beforehand.
long time.
But you have Injustice, Mortal Kombat 9, Scribblenauts, DC Unmasked, the DC one. A lot of the Legos games starting from superheroes onward. Arkham Origins, again, those ones were still stuff that were built.
No, it was just to reiterate, it wasn't from that. It was from 2015 onwards that he was.
2015, but it said 12 years, so that would be 2013.
Production wise.
Production-wise. Okay,
Injustice
so that
was already released in 2013.
So that would be Mortal Kombat X, Lego Jurassic World, Arkham Knight,
Injustice 2.
Yep, Mad Max, Lego Marvel's Avengers, Lego Star Wars: The Force. A lot of the Lego games started at that point. Injustice 2.
Well, but the other thing is like when you have so many high profile failures, because here's the thing, and I remember this vividly. WB was like pushing Suicide Squad as like the future. They were saying this is gonna be our game. It's live service. We're gonna. They had like years of content planned, but then, what happened? If you're gonna mumble, please mute your mic. But so then what happened is like Suicide Squad flopped, and yes, there were other factors beyond the leadership, but when you have something so high profile that you push so hard, all apart like that, and in addition to the other Warner Brothers games issues that we had, yeah, it makes sense that he would go. But you also have like the marketing people and a few other people from WB leaving. There's that's why I put in here WB Purges executives, because there's a lot that are leaving.
Yep, a lot, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Go on, JJheat.
Go ahead, JJheat.
Not to mention, this isn't even the first time this has happened. Hold on, I had to adjust for a second. This isn't even the first time this has happened, because remember, regardless of whether you see the Snyder Cut as a commercial success, again, that's your opinion. That's about as much as I'm going to comment on that. That laid in droves a massive corporate civil war for Warner Brothers before they ended up shipping off to Discovery. Hell, it was so dysfunctional, so chaotic that Emmerich literally got out of Dodge and sold off Warner Brothers and DC to Zaslav to begin with. But to make this a long story short, some of these projects during his tenure between 2013 production-wise leading up to now, they were either in development hell or were going to commercially flop regardless. Now that we've established that, Damie Ray era, to follow up on your comment on the DCU, Creature Commando was supposed to be an interlude between Peacemaker season 1 and 2, and was just carried over into James Gunn's DCU after the fact in post. That's pretty much the closest explanation I can give you.
Yeah. All right. And I would say also, here's another big flop he had. Back for Blood 4 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. But Cameron says they should have known trying to push Suicide Squad was a failure when they know damn well Will and Margot are the only reason why people saw that movie. I wouldn't say they're the only reason, but let me put it to you this way. They were the actors that got away unscathed, I think.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but I would say
What?
I'm sorry.
Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was going to say is that hold on. Oh yeah, but with Suicide Squad, I get why they felt it was an interesting idea because people loved Harley in the Arkhamverse, and Harley's affiliated with them. I think that's where a lot of it came down to. It starting with Harley and going from there. That's my vibe I got.
Yeah, but the problem is that they even changed her from that Harley that people like. That's the problem.
Oh, I'm not arguing, but that had to happen in production. I'm talking about from the initial point.
Yeah.
I'm positive Harley, and they were setting up Suicide Squad since well, granted, technically they weren't involved with Arkham Origins, but still.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's just the other problem that like it goes up to is like, yeah, I think that was after the first movie, the first Suicide Squad movie, DC, because that did make money. WB saw it as like, oh, we have another popular IP that we can push alongside Justice League or so. So they thought that this was gonna be like this big thing. Oh, what do you want to say, Taladia?
I was going to say the reason why we got a Suicide Squad game in the first place is because of the first film, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And because they saw that it got good reviews from the fans, some fans, and they thought they could double down on it. And that's why they doubled down on it with Rocksteady. They thought Rocksteady could be the one to save everything. And like I've said this before, Rocksteady should have done either a Justice League game or a Superman game. I've said this many a times. You've got one of the highest rated studios in the world, and you got them to do a looter shooter based game instead of a single player story driven game that would have actually saved the company.
I feel like they were just playing into a trend and it just backfired on them. I mean,
because they were trying to make their version of Fortnite, and that didn't work out for you because to Taladia's point, it's like how you take a studio it's like if you take the God of War studio and tell them all of a sudden to make an MMO. Like they don't necessarily, they're good at doing one thing, but when you get to when you try and like force this massive change, it's like, yeah, of course that's not going to do well.
Yep. But now I want to say this though with following following the actually no, I just lost my thought now. I just lost it.
But anyway, so Cameron says, I've always known DC or WB does not know how to market characters besides Batman. Why do you think they only do it? But anyway,
that's why they're pivoting back to Batman for the next game. So
it makes sense for like since you had such a high profile failure, go back to what people know you for.
Now remember.
Yeah, go ahead.
You would have thought after seeing WB Montreal rework Gotham Knights to remove the light service stuff, which clearly they were in there the way the game is structured. You would have thought they would have learned.
Well, even when the game was like revealed, we saw like the live service stuff in the main in the menus. Then when we boot up the game, it's like, yeah, don't do this. But because I always say that was like the perfect storm of BS. Because I think that. Yeah, it would have been. I think it would have been easier for people to swallow if it were not Arkham Batman. In other words, if this were just an Elseworlds game that's not in the Arkhamverse, I think people would have. There still would have been people upset because it's Kevin Conroy, but it would have been less upset because it's not Batman. Now, adding on to that, on the inverse, let's say you didn't change the story. But if you actually had like actual DLC coming out or like didn't do live service, but actually had like variety, I think way more people would have played the game despite the story.
Yep.
Because that was the problem a lot of people brought up, and Nick brought up when he and I played it. It's and Taladia, you can tell me this right now.
Yeah.
The problem with Suicide Squad, and it's a lot of the problems with actually Marvel's Avengers, is that they repeat the same mission over and over and over again.
Gotham Knights did the same thing. Gotham Knights did the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's almost like stand here in this spot for like 10 minutes while you shoot people. And I'm like, stop. And by the way, the boss battles were literally just the same thing over and over again. Shoot this character with your counter to charge and then just shoot them.
What should have happened is Rocksteady should have made Gotham Knights and WB Montreal should have made Suicide Squad. That would have saved the face.
The rumors always kept going back and forth that one was doing the other. I remember always hearing that.
See, that would have worked really well because 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 of how long they were directing it, and plus when you could have made Gotham Knights the post Arkham Knight game because Batman dies in that. You wouldn't necessarily have to like battle around with a lot of stuff, but
The
still,
setup was there. You wouldn't even need a prologue sequence. You wouldn't even need like a post-mortem video of the Bat Family getting together. The setup was right there. You barely had
I mean,
to
here's the
change anything.
thing. Fun fact: when I first saw the trailer for it, like the first thing that starts off with the video of Batman saying, "If you're watching this, I'm dead." I literally thought it was a sequel to Arkham Knight.
Now,
I'm like, oh, they're doing it, and then I saw WB Games Montreal. I'm like, it can't be a sequel. Go ahead, Robert.
I will say this though. One thing I will not blame Roxy for: two things. One, Kevin's death. They had no clue.
They had no idea. That's like that. That's an occasion of a bad coincidence.
But anyone trying to bring it up, I cannot forgive them. And two, the killing Arkham Batman. They decided it. They stuck to their guns, but they knew they were going to reverse it. That's why, I'm like, they clearly went in the whole way knowing we know where this is ending. They don't, and everything. Now, could they put more clues in? Yes, but I do not blame them for that initial idea, given where it's so obvious from the leaks and everything where they were going, what the plan was.
Well, not only that, it's like when you look at the story all but tells you they're clones.
Exactly. Again, so much thing that's wrong.
All but they could have been clearer. I'll give you that. But yeah, this whole narrative about how Rocksteady retconned in the cloning because of the backlash, and I'm like, it's made by people. I noticed something, Robert. The theory is being advanced by people that at least stated they never played the game.
Either they never played it, or these were the same people who dismissed the leaks.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Deladia.
I covered the leaks when I had Miller Ross on my channel. Literally, I asked him a bunch of questions, and he was at least 90% right or 95% right.
The only thing he got wrong, which at the time is not his fault, is that it was supposed to be 5 seasons and not 4. I think if we got like another season, I think that's what I'm saying. It's not wrong because back then that's probably what he knew. Because the interview was like a year ago. But it's like I think that if we got another year, they would have brought back Diana.
They brought back Diana. And
they still can, but I'm saying we would have done it in game.
I just realized we probably have lost so many Kevin Conroy lines that we're never going to hear.
They couldn't see. That's the other thing. That's the thing. I'm like, you could at least release them or something like that as like an audio thing. That would be kind of fun.
I think they will. I think they will. I do think they will.
As a tribute, because you know that they recorded other stuff and that's the thing. That's what people say whenever everyone's like, that's disrespectful to Kevin's Batman. You really think that if it were disrespectful, Kevin would have done it?
No. People say, oh, he would have done it for the money. No, Kevin has been very particular on the roles. Very particular.
He's been very protective of his Batman, and he knows what his Batman means to people. He would have at least pushed back. You would have heard about him pushing back.
Yeah, but here, he knew. Obviously, he knew this is not really you. You're a clone. And when you look at how he plays it, it's clearly he's not playing Batman.
And he had a real blast playing evil Batman. I will say one of the best parts of the game, the part that they really got right, is like randomly after a mission, you'll just look up and you'll see Batman staring at you. And I'm like, I've never felt this much dread in my life.
I still love when he takes you all down.
Yeah, if only that.
You're on the receiving end. You're on the receiving end for once.
Yeah, that was like the best. If only the entire game was that. But right, so to Talada, you had your hand up.
So I was also going to say as well, another thing we got to take into focus is the future of the DC gaming brand going forward now.
Yeah.
Because I think this is going to be a crucial time, crunch time for Warner Brothers. They're going to find somebody that comes in and literally says to their DC gaming studios, look, we want you to make Batman games. We want you to make the Superman games. We want you to make the Justice League games. We want you to make the Wonder Woman games. We want you to at least pump out those IPs and get them done. Don't just leave it to languish for years and years and years. Let's say 9 years down the road, because
Flash game.
Yeah, and a Flash game. You see, because the way I see it is Warner Brothers, they've got nothing right now for 2025. They've got no games
Nope.
coming out. So it's obviously a big deal.
They were banking on Suicide Squad to see them through the year. They were clearly
Yeah.
banking. Now, I will
They
say
were-
this, though. You know, one WB game is actually not doing as bad, and I think I have a good theory for it.
What?
Go on.
Mortal Kombat MK1. It actually
All right, why?
It has actually been stuff being revealed that the numbers in December on the consoles were in the upper 10s. Top 10 games.
Okay. Why do you think that is?
I think it's more popular than people think. And I think those rumors of them dropping DLCs were lies to find out who the leakers were.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. I think those were done so they could find out internal in-house who the leakers were to get rid of them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because you also notice a lot of these leakers really banked a lot. These insider leakers really banked a lot and then have gone silent since.
Mm-hmm. So they probably found out who those people were and were like, get out.
Because I think this MK1, more than any other MK game, were way too on the nose. The leaks were way too on the nose. I think they realized it's an insider.
Mm-hmm. That works.
That's what I think. I think that was the whole point of it all, because the numbers are not as bad as people have been led to believe.
Hey, what's up, Tevia? But yeah, so that's. I think it's time to move on to our third topic of the evening, our favorite licensed comics. Now, by license, let me bring this up. What this means is like Marvel or DC doing like Star Wars comics or Alien comics and stuff. Because, and by the way, crossovers count. Like Batman Predator, that counts.
Okay.
I got
Are we
three.
going with newer stuff or old school?
Any. All right, so
Can I just-
all right, Robert, I'll start with you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Rom, okay.
Right. Micronauts,
All right.
Godzilla,
All right.
and I don't have them on me, but the Marvel versus DC and amalgam.
That
Yep, you got it. Yep,
I have them on hand. I've had them on hand.
Yep.
But for me, Aliens, particularly Aliens by Philip Kennedy Johnson. I think that series is dope. Wolverine Predator, because that is like, what the? How is this good? Transformers discount. That's definitely one. Like, oh god, yes.
Alien versus Avengers.
Yeah, because that I can't believe how well they fit the aliens into the Marvel universe. That I'm like, oh, you actually put some thought into this. Like where Venom gets on a face hugger.
And they tie it into Covenant.
Yeah, exactly. I dug that. And
Power Rangers, Justice League.
just Power Rangers comics in general, because that counts. Star Wars, obviously, like Charles Sewell doing like Darth Vader. Star Trek, that counts.
Godzilla and IDW.
Godzilla versus the Justice League, which I'm so happy we're getting a sequel to that, because that is just too cool not to.
Yeah.
Can they bring in the Bat Jaeger a little earlier though? Because they marketed the crap out of that, like that was the Jim Lee cover, and then they were like, "Oh, we're gonna save this to the last issue."
Ultraman.
Oh, Ultraman, that counts. That
The
counts.
Avengers Ultraman crossovers.
All right, JJheat, how about you?
As for me, the old Dark Horse Star Wars, I know they're legends now, but the old Dark Horse Star Wars comics, those are classics.
Thrawn. Oh, no, that was a novel.
No, they made it into a comic. That counts.
They did make a comic version.
I know about that. I do have that. I look at adaptations that's slightly different. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good. But okay, the Dark Horse comics are pretty good. Batman versus Spawn, that's a classic.
I got one that's a crowdfunded book though. Like,
All right, so Taladia, how about you? While Robert grabs that.
Okay, so I was gonna say Power Rangers versus DC. By the way, I thought JJheat was gonna mention manga. By the way, because he's a manga
I
guy.
said comics.
So, but anyway, for me, Power Rangers versus Justice League, that was a really good one.
Yes,
Power
that's a
Rangers-
fun one.
The original Power Rangers comic, awesome, by Boom Studios. I also really enjoy another one I really like is Superman versus Aliens. That's
Isn't that the one by Robert? I think we covered that for Pro Teaches Noob, right?
no, not Pro Teaches Noob, just on your show.
Oh yeah, we did. On my show, yes, we did. And how about Batman Predator? Batman Alien. That one's good.
Those I've already covered with someone else, but I could. Those ones, actually, no. The Batman Predator ones I have not done on Pro Teachers Noob.
Call it.
Video. Okay, but
RoboCop Terminator. All right.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ukulele.
Okay, I've never
That's a
seen
deep
that.
cut. That's a
Yep.
deep cut.
Zorro, all right.
Zorro,
Yeah,
okay.
How did
Antonio
I forget about Zorro?
Banderas.
What's that?
Earthworm Jim, okay.
You don't know about Earthworm Jim?
No.
No.
I remember Earthworm Jim. I'm just
look
surprised
at
you-
Robert's face.
Look at Jay Heat.
Yeah, but yeah, those are some examples. I'm trying to think of okay. Does a version and a continuing on from a movie count as license?
Yep, I'll give you that.
Batman 66, Superman 77, and Batman 89.
Could that? Yeah, I'll give you that. That works. That works.
Wonder Woman 77 versus the Bionic Woman.
Okay, I got one. Bionicle comics. Now that's a deep cut right there. By the way, that was like one of my first things I really got into. Bionicles. Anyone remember Bionicles?
No.
You've never seen Bionicles.
I strongly disagree, Jamie. Transformers 1 was awesome.
Transformers 1 was great. I'm gonna give you that. But okay, you know what? Next month for my pick, we're gonna cover the first Bionicle movie.
Wait, I just got it.
Bionicles actually, I have bits and
Wait.
pieces. I barely remember Bionicles.
They're on YouTube, so we'll do some movie nights on them.
That was it. You want to know what technically counts as a license? Milestone.
Oh yeah, that does count.
That's a license.
There you go. So you can kind of count that. I'll give you that. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. How's that?
Yeah.
But so we'll definitely gonna cover Bionicle, and we may get Lad on as well because he's a major Bionicle head. Go ahead.
I got another one.
All right. How about let's see another. Oh, what's another licensed thing that Ninja
VR
Turtles
VR Troopers.
VR Troopers, I guess. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Judge Dredd, that counts. I am the law.
Trying to think what else.
Matrix comics, that counts. There were Matrix
I used
comics.
to have those. I don't anymore.
He's doing this Superman thing.
Oh,
Where are they? I think I moved. I moved my shelves around a little bit recently because I have the hardcover collection of all of the Matrix comics.
You guys are looking at your books. It makes me jealous.
Of course, that's the point of it, Taladia. It's an intimidation gesture. What it is, Taladia, is this is my way of when people accuse me of not reading comics because I like Zack Snyder's universe, I could say, oh, try again. But where is? I thought I had these somewhere. They must be like on a different shelf. I have so many shelves.
Batman and Turtles.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Batman Ninja Turtles. That works.
hold
Like
on.
Damon says, Jerry, when you get okay, so yeah, sure, super real quick, Star Trek and that, yeah, that works. So I'm actually intrigued. Supergirl in the DCU. I may pirate. I heard the comic until recently. No one knew. Is it worth reading? I read it. The Supergirl one by Tom King. If you like a drunk pirate Supergirl, I guess. But okay, that's good. I like that one.
Are we just gonna refute that it's just a True Grit ripoff?
Oh, it definitely is. Sweet. And by the way, JJheat, if you look at Tom King's work, particularly on his Batman run and other stuff and Wonder Woman run, he rips off other people's work, like when he tried to claim that he invented Darkseid is. Yes, that's so good. I love that. That's one of my favorite crossovers. Oh my gosh, yes.
I've never.
Cameron asked, does Vertigo count or is it too tied? I'm going to say no for that. G.I. Joe counts. Yes, that's good. G.I. Joe Street Fighter. All right.
Oh, here's an interesting one.
What?
Tarzan and the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, and then speaking of Planet of the Apes,
Does Planet of the Apes Green Lanterns?
Yeah, they actually made a crossover. I think it was
yeah,
around the
I've already
time-
covered that.
Tevia says, what about Resident Evil comics and Sonic or Mega Man comics? Those count. Batman Shadow. Okay. And then
That's a relatively
Vertigo
good
for me
one.
along with TMNT. That's good. All right. So now we've talked about our favorite. Now, let me ask you guys this. What's the worst?
Add two more.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, Kong Planet of the Apes. And Yes, that's the greatness. Yes. I will be covering that for Wonder Woman Wednesday at one point. That's such a great book.
Oh, there's also Star Trek Transformers, Terminator Transformers.
There's so many.
Ghostbusters Transformers.
Now, Robert, I'll start with you for this question. Now, what's a bad licensed comic? And
I disagree with Tevye. That was so bad it was awesome.
yeah. Now, what do you think? What do you think is a perfect example of when they license something but completely miss the mark?
Avengers Transformers, that crossover totally missed the mark.
There was an Avengers Transformers crossover.
Yeah, it was not.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Yes, I agree. Terminator versus Alien versus Predator.
All right, Robert, I'm about to make you jealous. You ready?
The Matrix.
I used to have one of those. Trade.
Yeah, it had it at my local comic book store, and I was like,
Tevye's right about that one. Tevye's right about that one. Sorry.
Yeah, RoboCop. But how do you define if it completely misses the mark? Is what I want to ask.
Define is either if one, they clearly do not understand the character. They completely, and actually RoboCop versus the second RoboCop versus Terminator one definitely missed the mark because it has RoboCop more willing to kill, which he's not, not willy-nilly. He actually kills, lets the T-1000 kill John at the very end. So they can both be sealed away, and that's because he thinks, oh, this will take care of Skynet, because he's just so driven on Skynet. It's like, what?
Yeah. All right, Jamie. Yes. A drunk pirate girl who swears a lot. That's a trope with Tom King's writing. He swears a lot.
Yeah, I say that's a perfect case of missing the mark. It's like, what? Why would you even do that with the character?
Yeah, exactly. What would you think of Superman Terminator?
Oh, that wasn't that bad, actually.
It wasn't that bad. Here's the thing. Here's my problem with that. You need some contrivances to make that a challenge because Superman versus a Terminator.
Well, they did upgrade the Terminators, to be fair, and they had knowledge from Cyborg.
Okay.
Superman.
Again, contrivances. There you go. And I'm like, okay.
Here's one I know you'll agree with me on, Jared.
You have one you'll agree with. Licensed comics, Halo.
There's one we've gone over.
I've read the Halo, but I've never got into it.
You've never which Halo comics?
It was I can't remember which game it was for, but it was.
I don't think they ever
Probably
did
Halo
a
3.
game adapting a game.
3.
Yeah, it was the tie-in games. That's what it was.
Oh, tie-in games. I'm talking about comics.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
That'd be fun. By the way, Damie says, Superman. Yes, we did cover that. I actually have that in single issues. All right, Damie says, I oddly enough love Supergirl CW show. The movie from the 70s I thought was trash. We may have to review that someday.
The first 2/3 was good, and the last issue was trash.
Okay. Is that the one where, like, they still do, like, Batman and all that stuff?
Nope.
Or was that was a different Elseworlds. I'm sorry. Yeah.
This is the one where they swapped.
Oh, yeah. It ended kind of roughly, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Like, if basically they have it be, Greystroke has just met Jade, and then Jade is like, oh, we're going to get married. It's like, you just met!
Yeah. Exactly.
And Superman's barely even involved. At the very end, he becomes Superman.
Yeah. And by Tevye is correct, Call of Duty does have comics, particularly for Black Ops.
But is Jane? Let me ask you. Is Jane less obnoxious than Lois Lane?
No. No one is less obnoxious than Lois Lane.
You're picking on me now.
No, it's all good, Robert. But yeah, so Call of Duty had comics for Black Ops, I think 3. And fun fact about those, the artist for one of those is the current artist for Yaira.
Oh, yep.
Which I love her art. I think she does a great job with that. So yeah, that's good. And yeah,
a licensed comic that was a follow-up to a book written by the author, and it is so what the heck.
All right, let's see. Oh, they made comics for Fight Club?
These are direct sequels written by the author.
Yeah, Damien says a drunk pirate girl kind of turned me off now. Yeah, it's because Tom King does not read what he bases the stuff off of. Anyway, according to DCU fans, a Batman film with Superman and Wonder Woman making close to $1 billion is bad, but a Superman a film with 15 guest characters, etc. I'm just speeding through that. Anyway, I got one more crossover I thought was fun. Spider-Man and Red Sonja.
Yep.
I still can't believe they pulled that one off. I still can't believe they pulled that one off.
They mixed it with MJ, of course.
Well, yeah, redheads.
That was actually a miniseries that was an expanded version of the original team-up crossover.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that Red Sonja movie. It's about time they're doing something with her. So there you go. So yeah,
last one.
Yeah, go ahead. Last one, and then we'll do a Q&A.
Yep. Last one. This one's a classic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
TMNT
with the Turtles.
Yeah, and by the way, JHeat, no, the Wonder Comics does not count because those were still under DC.
Yeah, those are still under DC.
They're still egregiously bad, though.
It's still egregiously bad, but I'm not saying it's good.
Not Dot for H. Dot for H was the only good one because that was Sam Humphries.
All right, Q&A time. So you guys can ask us any questions about any of your burning questions about DC, Marvel, comics, whatever you want.
Gaming, whatever.
Yep, whatever you wanna ask us about Wonder Woman.
Or a question you want to use to tick me off.
In that case, you should ask Robert, why does Lois Lane suck so much?
I will refuse to answer.
I had to.
Okay, they're talking about fictional characters. Fictional characters.
I had to. I love that clip. Yeah, so any things that you guys want to discuss, any questions about current Marvel, current DC, where we see Marvel or DC going in 2025? Let's see. Tavia says, speaking of gaming, I'm just wondering if you guys are excited for Ninja Gaiden. Yes. I have never played those games.
What?
Actually, I played them once, briefly, because that was back when the Xbox magazine had demo discs.
That feels like a lifetime ago now.
Yeah. All right. Dammy Ray says, if you guys were is WB being sold to a competent company? 50-50 we have to see because a lot of companies are going through issues, Dammy. But, I mean, it's possible. Let me put it that way. It's possible.
Can't be any worse if you ask me.
Can't be any worse than the way it's been managed recently. So
anyone who has the money to get it, it's not going to be worse.
Mm-hmm.
Give it. I'd say give it 12 months, 12 to 18 months, then we'll get a sale. I think.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because you need to wait about a year for any pitch to go through. I think if Zaslav does decide to cut his losses, my money's on Universal.
Then we can get a Universal Park for the Justice League characters. Yay! Hell yeah, I would love to do that.
Oh, I just had a thought.
What?
Universal and Power Rangers can cross over with things. No, they can't.
Sure, they don't own it. Hasbro owns Power Rangers.
Oh, damn. I know what you were saying. A Power Rangers Justice League movie.
Wait, does Lionsgate still have the movie rights to the Power Rangers? Or
no.
Paramount. All off the Hasbro.
Okay.
Paramount.
Okay, so Tevi has a question I've been wondering about. Is the original Ultimate Universe really coming back?
How can it? It got folded in.
Hang on. Original Ultimate Universe.
I think I heard an article about that a few days
I heard Wes talking about it too, because I'm like, wait, what? No, it's not Ultimate Invasion.
And Mac, I have read JMS's Wonder Woman. It's not bad for what it was, and it definitely was better handled. It's a better handled after JMS left than Superman was.
Yeah, I need to read that run. I have the first issue. I think it's signed by JMS. Hang on. I'm about to make Robert jealous again.
Yeah, Wonder Woman Odyssey is not bad, but I'm not going to say it's great either.
It's interesting. Let me put it to you that way. So
okay, first of all, Jamie, I can confirm this. This was less that James Gunn forced them to end the animated movie universes, and more that they didn't know what he was doing, so they chose to end it on their own terms.
Yeah, I can back that up, Jamie. The only thing that we know that was ended specifically because of James Gunn was Superman and Lois, but it's not necessarily known if that was like his order or if that was just Zaslav saying, I don't want competition.
Yeah, but yeah, the anime stuff that was because I even talked with Josie Campbell. She made that clear. It was because they didn't know what they were doing. But Crisis kept getting rewritten and replanned out. Like what she did confirm, Supergirl being Harbinger was planned out since when that movie got into production. She did confirm that was always in the cards.
All right, Josie, if somehow you're watching that, please write Wonder Woman. But anyway,
David, don't get started on don't get
started on Young Justice. We're not doing it.
No,
It's never going to happen.
No, well, it's sooner to happen than a lot of other things, I'll say.
Well, a lot of other things, but they're not going to be able to do that because here's the thing. There's a financial reason why that show is never going to happen because the show flopped.
I wouldn't even say it was Crisis was a flop or a mess. It wasn't fully a mess because you really got to be able to keep in mind there's a reason. Part of the reason why they did the Justice League War World was so they can create assets to be utilized in that move in the other movie.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's not a mess. I think it would have been less of an issue had it been 2 movies instead of 3. I think that's what hurt it.
Yeah. Okay. Apparently, this article that Wes was talking about was from 2010.
Wait,
really?
And it was a Screen Rant article.
Well, that explains it.
There you go. I just sent it to you. And it's an op-ed.
Okay.
It's an op-ed. Yeah, they are foreshadowing an ultimate incursion. So
the new Ultimate Universe is going to cross over.
But with the main Marvel.
With the main, but no. That other universe they can't because literally it was destroyed and then factored in. That's how Miles ended up in the main Marvel universe.
That's why the maker was told by the Council of Reed, you want to join us, you got to rebuild your universe.
Exactly. There's a lot of different reasons why they can't do that. So that's the thing.
Devin shared it with you and me offside, and I was like, all right, I beat him to it.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Davia. And then it should have been 2 parts. Yeah, if it had been 2 parts, like I think it would have been a lot better. But Crisis was like one of the Tomorrowverse movies I enjoyed the most, I think.
Oh boy.
Yeah, same.
This article
as a whole.
Yeah, this article has no idea what they're talking about. They're just assuming stuff.
Yeah.
It's Screen Rant. What'd you expect?
I mean, they're not wrong about the Ultimate Universe eventually coming back in a way.
Yeah, but the fact that the title makes it seem like this is a fact, and that's why Wes did that video.
Damie Ray says Tomorrowverse was trash. Some of the stuff was good, Damie. Like they actually treated Wonder Woman with a modicum of respect.
With reverence.
Because you could tell that the guy in charge of it was very much in charge, a fan of Wonder Woman, the way he treated her. Because actually, fun fact, Justice Society World War II, that was supposed to be a Wonder Woman movie series.
Yep.
So it's supposed to be a lot more an animated. I think it was supposed to be an animated series too. So yeah, thank you. That's still.
Yep. By the way, going back to licensed and stuff, I tell you one that I think does not deserve the hate it gets.
What?
Ruby Justice League. You still have people who trash on it.
I read the first.
I mean the movie.
Oh, the movie part 1 was not bad, but it was like meh. Part 2 was great.
Part 2 was great. DC Ruby was a good mini.
I didn't read. I read the first issue of it, and I was like, it's not my thing.
Okay, fair enough, but that was still it was an overall good mini because once they established that on the world of Remnant, the Ruby world, the Gotham and all that are fables in their world.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that.
And apparently they say that all the fables we've had about Red Riding Hood and all that stuff were because this is not the first time Remnants come to the DC universe.
Yeah. By the way, Damie says, you think we'll get the Batman Forever director's cut soon? I think if you can demonstrate to WB that there's a financial incentive to release it, yeah. Until you do that, I would say not currently. Even though they've shown it to other people like Kevin Smith and such. By the way, Cameron says, To be fair,
True.
Robert, they released it during a time when Ruby was falling apart. That's true. That's true.
And unfortunately, you have people who say, "Oh, they could have used all that money and siphoned it off for Volume 9," which is like, yeah, and got in big trouble with Warner Brothers, you idiots.
Mm-hmm.
I
Exactly.
cannot believe people who actually think that was feasible.
It's people that don't know how a media company works.
Yeah. But
So,
I tell you,
would you say the AR cut isn't more likely, Jared? I wouldn't say it's not more likely. I would say, again, if you can demonstrate to WB that there is because here's the thing about the Snyder cut, a major reason why that got released is because WB was convinced, rightly so, that there was a financial incentive behind releasing the Snyder cut. After all, it's Justice League too. You could do that with the AR cut. There's no company that wouldn't do that.
Now, Tavia,
Wait, real quick. Do I think eventually the Ayer cut and the Schumacher cut will be released? Yeah, I would say so. Eventually, at some point. But anyway, what do you want to say?
Tavia, and I think he missed what I brought up earlier.
Mhm.
And that's a big enough question. There is the Conan Wonder Woman crossover, but I can't see him crossing over with anyone else.
Yeah, I'm not going to count that as repeating a question because, yeah, exactly. It's not exactly.
I was quick with it. I was quick with it too.
Yeah, that good. I think they should release them all together. They could. That's actually a good marketable way to do. It's actually a really cool idea. But yeah, and I mean, wait. There's one other DC character I think they maybe. Well, actually, when you think about it, Warlord. There you go. That word.
Conan Warlord would have been an awesome team up.
Oh, I got it. Try this. Conan Aquaman. He spent some time on ships.
But Conan is too much of a barbarian by comparison.
If you based Aquaman off the Momoa one, you kind of got it. Even Momoa played Conan.
Yeah, badly.
I kind of enjoyed those movies.
But I think Warlord fits better.
Warlord would. Cameron says, I know that that if it comes back, it may not get as many views as it did, but Young Justice.
Here's the problem. Weissman would still end it on a cliffhanger. He is not going to give a definitive ending. He always leaves for the hopes of continuing. He always does that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the problem. I'm like, well, I put it this way. It is Weissman. See, Weissman's kind of mean in that he did leave it off a cliffhanger for the season, not knowing if he was going to get another one. I get that that's like a strategy sometimes to see if you could drum up interest, but ultimately, if it's unlikely you're going to get one, just have an ending. It doesn't have to be like everyone dies and goes away, but have an ending. That way, if you do get another season, you can like continue.
To be fair, season 2 ended with a case where, yes, it was an endpoint because each time, he has made it clear, each time they do defeat the current threat, it's just what the next threat is going to be. And that I don't mind for a cliffhanger. Because for all you know, it could be a case of the adventures continue. There's always threats out there.
And there's comics and stuff. I shivered, and JJheat, I know you did too, when at the end of the season, someone says, I think we need to take care of superhero mental health and we need a sanctuary. And I'm like, that didn't work out last time. Be very careful. Keep Wally West away from that.
You ever heard of
nice.
It? Yep.
Okay, you know what? Let's nip this in the bud now. Best case scenario, not counting Weisman's notorious habit of cliffhangers and playing chicken with the studio. So best case scenario, you get a Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo situation where the whole thing's an epilogue or a TV movie meant to wrap up the series. Best case scenario.
But Weisman won't accept that, I don't think.
Or you know what? Here's what they should do: comic, end it in a comic series. That's it.
He's done comic follow-ups anyway.
Yeah, just do that and you're done. Yeah, go ahead, Talia.
I got a better idea. Just do the ending as a Crisis on Infinite Earths part where it does basically delete the Earth.
Well, technically they did.
No, but here's the thing. They confirmed that was just that that multiverses version. It's not the DCAU.
Which, boy, again, much like Suicide Squad, you had so many people ticked off about it. And yet it's like, if you actually look at it, and listen to people instead of letting your emotions fly, you realize it's not as bad as you guys think.
Yeah, and plus it's like here's the thing. When they're like, they destroyed my childhood, and I'm like, no, they didn't. You could go watch it at any point. If they're not going to walk into your home and destroy your DVDs, you still have it. You can still watch it. That's it. I don't understand this. They destroyed my childhood crowd.
Unless you're
It's
relying
really
solely
annoying.
on Max. Ayo!
Yeah, exactly. Like
Okay.
Damien says, I wonder when the air cut comes out. Will they say did David Suicide Squad or just air? They could say they could just do it what they did with Zach and just say David Ayer's Suicide Squad. There you go. You're good to go.
Exactly.
Right, Cameron says, I probably would prefer that. Honestly, movie and comics are the best bet. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I'll
But
say
anyway-
this though. I will say this though. Teen Titans had a worse cliffhanger on their show or a bittersweet note than anything Young Justice did.
I'll give you that.
Tara,
Tevia says, have you guys read the Arkhamverse comics? Yes, I have, and those are really actually. I've read some of them. They're really good.
I
They're
think
really
Justice
good.
comics are better.
Debatable. If you're a Wonder Woman fan, they suck.
No, okay, but I'm saying as far as telling a full story that actually fits in canon with the material.
Telling a full story, okay, I'll give you that. Telling a good story that doesn't have a modicum of plot holes that if you pull on one, the whole thing unravels like a crappy sweater. No.
Actually, Arkham has even worse. They didn't even care about
Yeah.
continuity.
No, I'll
Yeah.
agree with you on that. Yeah, I've heard the horror stories, if you will, about all the contradictions of the comics to the games.
They killed off Bane in the comic. Oh, but Arkham Knight, he actually was alive and left.
Okay.
Yeah, in the game version, Bane kind of skipped town. But my only real gripe with the Arkhamverse is I don't know if this was really for synergy purposes or to help, build off momentum from when the DCAU ended in 06. But there were a lot of DCAU tie-ins or references over the course of the Arkhamverse. Even the more egregious ones, like Tim X Babs. And in the Arkhamverse comics, it's even worse because they actually allude to Grayson and Barbara getting together in an earlier portion of the franchise, and then Barbara and Tim getting together in Batfest Rebound, which just makes the whole thing worse. I'm sorry. If you got to that portion of the Arkhamverse comics, you just can't unsee it. I'm sorry.
The only
Why do you have to put that
Arkhamverse
image in my head?
Hang on.
What is this?
Hey, if someone's going to reference it in the comics, I ripped the Band-Aid.
I don't need to see that image in my head.
I don't normally do.
The only
Yeah.
Arkhamverse comic that was good, and Taladia, you agree with me when I had you on my show about it, was the Suicide Squad crossover. That one actually fit. It felt like it was a good prelude setup. And the only character they killed off that annoyed me was, two of them. Was the ventriloquist, because we finally saw him, and then they killed him off, and Mad Hatter.
They killed off Mad Hatter?
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Boomerang threw a boomerang right into his head.
Of course he did.
But ventriloquist I can give it because it's the first time he was confirmed still alive when they kept implying he was dead in the games.
By the way, Max says, do you think Catwoman 2003 scared WB and DC from making Catwoman media? If that's the case, then why hasn't Harley's alliance of flops? First off, Harley does not have a line of flops. Catwoman, I would say yes. Catwoman solo projects, yes. I think it scared it away from making solo projects.
That wasn't Selena. That wasn't even Selena.
But Harley does not have a line of flops because she has the first Suicide Squad movie, which was popular enough, and Harley also has the animated cartoon, which is popular at least, and she has the DCAMU. She has two movies that didn't perform well financially, but still.
Definitely. But people still liked her in those movies.
Yeah, so Harley's not the problem in any of those movies. It's mainly like the direction or the script. By Kirby says Harley doesn't have that much flop unless you count Kill the Justice League, which it wasn't necessarily all her on that. You can't blame that all for one character.
All the anti-SJW, they think because of that pot shot, that's what takes the whole thing.
The pot shot of the costume where they show her old Arkham costume that you can still dress her in.
And that's one of the few things that the Arkham comic kills the Arkham Asylum comic does have a bit of a haziness because she does wear that suit with no problem, which tells me that bit of dialogue was added last second.
Yeah, exactly. That was probably Sweet Baby or something like that.
That had to be a Sweet Baby Inc. line.
Yeah, but all in all, yeah. The thing is that there's a lot of stuff with Suicide Squad that's really weird. And Tavia, we're not doing crossovers right now because that I need time to formulate that.
No, what I think would happen if Batman's the best one, and Lobo the only two that worked with Dredd.
Because Superman would just tear him in half. By the way, yeah, that's barely even her fault. Harley's just a side character who's frequently shown. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's why I don't count like a lot of Harley's flops. Is she an annoying character with how much DC pushes her? Yeah, exactly. All right, the question's a great one, Dave the Impaler. Yep. It technically addressed that in the beginning of the stream. Cameron says, sorry for bringing this up, but the biggest flop, in my opinion, and Harley was the Ivy scene. So many fans are rightfully pissed. What Ivy scene?
Talking about the
calling her fun size. They think that meant that she wanted to bang the little Harley.
No. Plus, here's the thing. They leave it ambiguous even if Harley and Ivy were even together in the Arkham verse.
They really kept that ambiguous.
People took the assumption as that because that's like Harley's canon now, but no, that's never really confirmed in the game.
And fun side does not mean something sexual.
I'll admit the joke was crude. The joke was crude and in poor taste.
It was cringe for sure, but at no point did I get Harley wants to bang a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people call someone a small fun side before.
Yeah, Tevia says Blue Beetle is my favorite obscure character next to Mary Marvel. Yeah,
I mean, I say Jaime had become a bit obscure again despite the movie.
Because the movie bombed, that's the thing, because no one knew who Blue Beetle was.
It was too many years too late.
Yeah, exactly. But I think if Blue Beetle had come out around the time of Shazam, I think it would have been better. Is Lobo obscure?
No. He's not mainstream, but he's not obscure.
He's definitely not obscure because, particularly with all the exposure he's getting. By the way, Dave says I really dislike Batman Harley Quinn animated movie. That's when she started wearing out welcome. Or I mean the scene where she's in the Batmobile and she keeps farting.
It smells like discipline.
Yeah.
Now that's a case where I question Kevin's judgment a little.
Yeah.
Now, Brando, you know why I think he did it? Because it was the original Dick Grayson voice.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why he came back.
Dick Grayson, when they have Harley and Dick Grayson have sex in that movie, the things I do for Gotham.
I don't blame him.
Yeah,
you need a clip of that.
You could say I kind of made one for Nick one day. Whatever, JJheat. Yeah, I think for right now, I think that's a good place to leave it. So, Taladia, where can we find you and what have you got coming on your channel?
So you guys can check me out on YouTube at Taladia Plays. What I got coming up on my channel is I'll be doing Snyder Fans Read Comics next week.
Hell yeah.
And also I'll be doing some Marvel Rivals content sometime next week. I'm pretty stacked up this weekend. I was going to do it this weekend, but I'm really busy. But I will be doing some collabs with JJheat as well, so stay tuned for that. And I'll be doing that over on Twitch as well, Taladia Plays. And thanks for watching tonight's show.
All right. JJheat, how about you?
As for me, you can find me at JJheat Blaze or JJheat75 on Twitter/X. Again, stay tuned for my collabs with Taladia with Blazing Shonen as we're reviewing the English dub of Dragon Ball Daima. Though I will go ahead and confirm I am up to date on the sub version, but I will not spoil. So please don't ask me or request in the chat. But stay tuned for more content. Swole Tour, Mass Effect, New Direction Verse. I'm actually going to make some more active uploads in between like big crossovers when I get Jared on the panel or even or Taladia alongside. And of course, Anime Blaze and our next movie review, Deadpool and Wolverine. But thank you all for coming on to the show. Stay tuned tomorrow night for movie night for Batman Long Halloween. And
I can promote myself. I got that.
Hey, the only reason I'm doing this because it's my pick. So
okay, I'll give you that. So Robert, how about you?
I got my own channel with Pro Teachers Noobs. If you guys want to ever check that out, I'm coming up on the 500th lesson soon where I'll be covering Civil War 1 versus Civil War 2.
Civil War 1 is better.
Actually, going back over it, there actually is some merit to Civil War 2, but you're not wrong.
In terms of which story is the most like coherent, and in the least character assassinatingly one.
Tony really suffered a lot from that.
He did.
They had to wipe his mind and just sweep it under the rug.
Yeah. So for me, obviously, as JJheat mentioned, tomorrow is Batman Long Halloween. And then later on tomorrow at 9, Britt and I are doing a live Super Wonder Legacy episode where we'll be comparing Superman and Wonder Woman to Hawkman and Hawkgirl. And we'll be talking about the trending day and all that stuff. So be on the lookout for that. For Wonder Woman Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about what Wonder Woman means to me as a character. And be sure to, by the way, to check out Under Two Capes this week. It was a live stream, but it should be active now, where you guys can go check out. We give you advice on how we would get on how to get into comics or how to get into specific characters. But stay heroic, everyone. Robert, you ready? Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod. And Steve Trevor is Steve Never. He belongs 6 feet in the ground. Zoe is the Max About for life. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.